currently driving to one of the most remote places in all of Botswana, Kubu Island. And when we're done there, we're going to go and look at the meerkats on Ntwetwe Pan, drive all the way up to Savuti, down to Kwai, where we're going to camp right next to the dead tree forest. And then we're also going to spend some time in Moremi at Third Bridge and Kakanaka. And we're even going to fly over the Okavango Delta. And then we'll end this trip in one of our favorite places in Botswana, Mashatu Game Reserve. This is the best of Botswana, brought to you by Jim Green Footwear.
Try this a new way. I'm gonna show you the tricks that I know. I'm getting tired of talking, and I need more of a show right now.
Yo.
It's time that you made your mind up.
We found the wild dogs.
Lately all it ever does is change. Feels like we're only talking, going round and around, back around. I will fight like no other every day. I won't stop like the others. I will stay. 'Cause now is the right time, and I'm feeling alright. I'm playing your game like I know I can win right now.
Adventures like these would not be possible without the legends over on Patreon. So if you'd like to join them, check out the link in the video description. With fantastic views, mind-blowing photographic opportunities, and some unexpected encounters, Kubu Island really was the perfect place to start our Best of Botswana adventure. We even ran a 10K on the pan itself.
Sun is just about to rise.
But before I show you just how magical Kubu Island was, let's rewind for a second. Our journey started on the 5th of May as we headed for Stockport border post and crossed a very full Limpopo River into Botswana. As many overlanders do, we aimed for Kama Rhino Sanctuary. It's the perfect stopover en route to Kubu Island, and because we got there early, we had enough time to go and look for rhinos. As the sun dipped below the horizon, we headed back to camp to light the first of many fires.
Good morning from Kama Rhino Sanctuary. Man, I cannot tell you how cold it was last night. They predicted 10 degrees Celsius. It felt like -10. But we survived, and today is a very exciting day because we are going to Kubu Island, where we're going to be spending 2 nights. And the weather has been absolutely perfect. Clear skies, no wind. We're just going to have to survive the cold. Kama Rhino Sanctuary has been amazing. Luckily we arrived here nice and early yesterday, which gave us enough time to go for a nice game drive, and we had the most beautiful rhino sightings. But now I think it's time for a cup of coffee. Hey Cathan, how was your first night in Botswana?
A little cold.
Did you survive?
A little bit.
Oh, it's cold, eh?
Yeah. I heard the hyena was in camp last night.
Yeah, I have a feeling that we had a little visitor. Probably came after my leftover chicken bones. I'm so angry at myself, I completely forgot to put the trail camera up, but I did bring 2 of them with, so for the rest of the trip, if I do remember, we'll put that up as well.
Cathan joined me in Mashatu last year, but this was his first big overlanding trip in Botswana. And in order to experience the best the country has to offer, we've given ourselves 26 days to explore some of its wildest places, starting with Kubu Island. For most of the trip, we'd be sleeping on the ground in small hiking tents, as opposed to on rooftop tents like most overlanders. It makes you feel a little bit closer to nature.
There we go, the camp is all packed away here at Kama Rhino Sanctuary. We're going to quickly go and have a shower and then slowly make our way to Kubu Island. Can't wait to see the Milky Way, the baobab trees, and the wide open spaces of the Makgadikgadi pans.
7 hours driving on the highway, far away, far away, far away.
We decided to leave Rhino Sanctuary relatively early so that we could get to Kubu Island long before the sun set. We filled up Tom Cruiser in Lake Lakani and headed for the village of Motsumu, the last bit of civilization before we drove onto the vast Makgadikgadi pans.
It's funny, we just drove here into Motsumu and a guy waves me down. I completely forgot that you had to stop here at the little offices, the Kubu Island offices in Motsumu. He just wanted to see our reservation number, and good thing is they actually have wood as well. So 25 puller, a big bundle, not bad. So I'm going to buy 2, put it on the roof, and then we'll deflate the tires. My family and friends were kind enough to buy me an Indiflate for my birthday. I've never used it out in the field, but super handy because you can deflate 2 tires at the same time. So I'm going to quickly connect them and maybe go down to about 2 bar for the sandy road ahead. So what's really cool is that this automatically equalizes. If the 2 tires had a different pressure, it equalizes. And you can see here that it's at 2.7 bar now. I pumped it to 2.5, so obviously as it got hot, it's gone up quite a bit. But now what we're going to do is deflate it to 2 bar, and you just do it by basically doing that. Cool, so now to try and get this wood on the roof without it falling off, I'll probably have to strap it under all that stuff. But check this cool thing that I got from Rudu at Outdoor Campers. I think it's an opposite lock product. It's called a Mean Green, the ultimate SUV doorstep. Doesn't look like much, but what's quite cool is it just clicks in here on your door and gives you a step. So super duper handy. Grab this wood, and it's at least going to make it a bit easier to get to the top. Bring it as close as you can. That is amazing. It's hard to see on the GoPro, but way in the distance you can see the Makgadikgadi pans. So, road to Kubu Island, so exciting. It splits into so many different ways. It looks like a chicken foot, and then you get at that fork in the road, or forks in the road, and you're not 100% sure which way you should go. And at this stage we've kind of just trusted Tracks for Africa, the little purple line, but every now and again we've had to kind of override it and make an executive decision to take a different route. But man, it's exciting. Oh, we're approaching the edge of the pan now. Check this. Just gone 3 o'clock and we have finally made it to Kubu Island. Quite a lot later than I thought we would, but it's because we stopped so much to admire the pans. We're going to quickly check in here at the gate and then set up camp.
And then it was time to swap my gym green shullies for some African Ranger barefoot boots.
We have set up our camp, relaxed a little bit, and it's probably now about 45 minutes before the sun sets. So Cathan and I are going to set off,
and walk onto the island towards the east, towards where the nicest baobabs are, and look for some nice photographic opportunities. What do we want to try and do tonight is to get some sunset shots and maybe some beautiful shots of the Milky Way. There's a bit of a moon, I think it's about 60+%, but that's quite nice initially because it might light up some of the trees for us without us having to take a light with, and then maybe early tomorrow morning we'll get the complete dark skies. I've swapped my gym green shullies for my barefoot African Rangers. They are very comfortable boots, pretty much designed to make you feel like you're walking barefoot, and I like them because they've got a 0 drop. It just really helps you to feel everything underfoot very, very clearly. And also it's nice and wide in the front, which is great for me with my big frog feet. Cathan has got his normal African Rangers on. I saw them now for the first time and they look nice, so definitely a pair I'm going to get for myself in the future. But you'll see us now walking into the island, and then we'll share with you some of our best shots that we take tonight. Look at us. While everybody else is having beers or gin and tonics, we are walking with our photography gear onto the island, going to look for nice baobab trees. These beautiful mongongwa trees, the ones that were at Kama Rhino Sanctuary, are all over the place as well. They're quite pretty. We thought they were going to be full of leaves, but this one is actually full of fruit.
They weren't like that in Kama, eh?
No. We were also a little bit worried that the baobab trees were all going to have leaves, and that sort of maybe spoils the photos a little bit to not have that upside down look. But over a distance we could see that most of them, whoops, big spider, that most of them have actually lost their leaves.
This is cool.
Amazing, eh?
This is so cool.
Cathan and I have just arrived at the beacon, the highest point of Kubu Island, and I tell you what, the view is insane. Cathan, how does it feel to stand on top of the world, on top of Kubu Island?
I've been thinking about this moment for a long, long time, and it's definitely lived up to the hype.
Amazing, eh?
Yeah, speechless.
Looking forward to taking some shots.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
As the sun disappeared behind the horizon, we started taking our first photos at Kubu Island, and we would do so well into the night. Yeah, that looks amazing, eh? Like that. After another early morning photography session, we walk to the eastern tip of the island, where a short climb gives you the best view of the sunrise. It is 6:20 and we have just finished an epic night of photography here at Kubu Island. We were up until about 9:15 last night, and then we got up again at 2:30 this morning, made ourselves some coffee, and then came up and photographed these baobab trees and the rocks under the Milky Way when it was completely dark. Yeah, absolutely epic. We're sitting on basically on the eastern side now, on the highest point, waiting for the sun to rise, and luckily brought some coffee. What a night, eh? Yo. Tomorrow morning this time we're running to the sun. Actually, maybe back already.
Like that person.
Yeah, exactly. There's no other place like Kubu Island. Yes, it might be difficult to reach, but it's one of the most beautiful places you'll ever see, especially if you give yourself enough time like Cathan and I did. If you love overlanding, add it to your bucket list. Back at camp, we decided to create a little office next to the car in order to go through all the amazing footage we had captured during the night. We're back at camp now and I am filthy, so it's time for a bucket shower. But first, let me quickly show you the setup. At the moment, we are charging our Bluetti and Jackery power banks. So the solar panels are both out. And then this is our office. As you'll see, we've opened our big country ostrich wing awning and we've put the side panels on. Cathan's already busy downloading, checking some of the awesome footage that we got.
Stuff from last night looks insane.
You're happy, eh?
Yeah, super stoked.
Awesome, man. And then here, back of the car, it's a little bit of a mess. Behind me is my tent. And then let me show you the bucket shower. Basically just put it up right now. And this is where I am going to get clean right now. While I was having a shower, some little feathered neighbors came down for a bath. Man, it feels so good to be clean, and it also feels great to have downloaded all the footage. Remember, it's 2 cameras, then the GoPro and the cell phone, and we are going to have to do that every single day. Otherwise, things are going to fill up too quickly. And I just love this little office that we've created with the ostrich wing awning and its side panels. It's definitely one of my favorite things about the big country products. And remember that I actually have a 10% discount code for anybody that orders big country products from them directly. So go and check out the link in the video description. After downloading all our footage and taking a nice long nap, we closed the ostrich wing awning and headed off to experience yet another must-see moment at Kubu, the sun setting behind the island. As the Milky Way faded and the horizon caught fire, Cathan and I set off to do something we had dreamed about since we first started planning this trip. It is about 6:30 or so, and we are running on the Makgadikgadi pans. Gonna try and do a 10k. See how it goes. Sun is just about to rise. Filming and editing these videos takes a ton of time and effort, and I truly couldn't do it without my patrons. People from all over the world that support the Safari Expert YouTube channel with small monthly contributions that make a big difference. If you enjoyed this video and you'd like to be part of the journey in a really meaningful way, Check out the link in the video description. And a massive thank you to all my supporters, and in particular to Simon Wakenshaw, my pangolin tier patron. All of you are legends.
That was hands down the best run I've done in my life. Wow, something truly, truly special. We are gonna pack up our camp now, and the next time you'll see us, we'll be making our way to Planet Baobab.
In the next episode, we tackle the epic 2 tracks from Kubu Island to Gweta, enjoy a rare night of luxury north of Maun, and explore one of my favorite wildlife areas in all of Botswana, Savuti.
Dude, we just saw a brown hyena in daytime. Come on!